So here it is, the project we're working on. Not real exciting, but picked this up at a yard sale yesterday. Kind of the reason I picked it up was it's brand new. Well, it's not brand new, but what do you say, new old stock maybe? Anyway, but look at the size of this thing. This thing is a monster. I think it's like 3 feet long maybe, almost 2 feet wide. Pretty nice size for a wagon. It has a cover for it, but two problems: no instructions, and he said it's missing some parts. Oh yeah. So, and no instructions. So let's see. I don't know. Let's tear into it, see if we can get this thing together. But this will be a resale deal. But you know, I only paid, I think, $10, $5 or $10 for it. So I don't know. They retail, I want to say, if it was a Harbor Freight brand, from $89 up to, you know, a few hundred, depending on what the brand is. I can't find a maker, but maybe I will once we get into it a little bit. So let's go. So here we are. Best way to get started on this is just kind of, you know, let's take inventory of what we got. This is obviously a panel side. This is a panel side. Of course, my neighbor's mowing again. I have perfect timing usually. Okay, this will go on in. Some of this is going to be pretty obvious, right? I got the wheels. Still got the little, it's been sitting, it looks like it's sitting outside. These must have been, whoops, something just fell out. I hope, not real sure what that was. Something just fell out. Hope it wasn't too important. I'm sure there's going to be extra stuff in here that is not part of this. We're going to find out. Alright. Your pull, which is essential for a wagon. Okay. And this. So, two main components are here. So that's good. So I know at least we can get this on and get wheels on. So that's good. I'm not sure what that is. I don't even think that's for this. And all these little nuts and bolts here. This is the bag of parts. The thing I like about this is this hasn't been opened. If all our nuts and bolts that we need for this are in there, that'll be super cool. And then I got this stuff. Now I don't know. I'm wondering if this isn't for our toe here. No, that's not going to fit it. Although that might be why he had it in here. Alright, let's get all this out. These are nuts and bolts and thingamabobs, and here's a fuse. Okay, so this apparently was not only just sitting taking up space in his garage, but it was a catch-all for all the goodies. Okay, a couple of lens covers for an iPhone, it looks like, or something. Neither one of these are any good, they're trash. So put those right there out of the way. This is, I'm guessing, for the covered wagon portion of it. Cool. Throw that over here. All right. One thing I want to do for sure is I want to try and get this bag of nuts and bolts and hardware sort of organized. It's going to help give me a clue as to how to put this thing together. You know, all these holes look pretty, all of the holes in here look pretty, you know, pretty much the same as far as the width. So but obviously I want to make sure that I get the hardware, match it in the right places, whatever I have. So let's do that. See if we can identify what's what. So I'm just going to put matching hardware together and then see if I can match that up with the holes. Alright. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with these little cap nuts, and they're the longer, so I'm going to guess those go around the outside here. I'm going to guess that those go along the outside here because these go on, well, it would be the longer ones, but they kind of go on like that, and the nuts will go through here and here, so they're going to need to be longer. So I'm going to guess that's what those are for. I would have said the short ones would go you know, somewhere else because you wouldn't want a long nut and bolt, but okay. So these also have holes right here. I don't know if you can see, yeah, right there. These also have these holes, so I'm wondering, you know what, I bet they go here. Because that's going to be 4 per panel. And I've got 4 panels, so that's 16. So that's what those are for. Alright, so we've identified that. I would say that these locking nuts here are for the axles. So we have those. This cotter pin will go to this castle nut. I know that. And then that leaves these 4, 5 here. So these are going to be the ones for underneath. Looks like. So this castle nut will go, looks like for the center, for the main front axle assembly. So we have all of those. So the only things it looks like that we're going to be missing is the hardware for the handle, which that's probably why he had this pin here. He was trying to find something that would work for that handle. But you know, if that's all it is, that's really not a big deal. The only one of these I have in the entire, this is the only one. So got our castle nut and our cotter pin. I'm not going to be putting the cotter pin in yet, but best I can tell, this piece is going to fit this piece here. Let me make sure you guys can see that. So this piece is going to fit here. Alright. And then I have these 5 little locking nuts and washer. So that makes sense because I have the 3 on the back side back there, and then I have the 1 right here. I have this for right here, and then I have another one right here. And what I think I figured out was I actually do need this little bag of stuff because these are for the side panels, and then this I believe will go right here. So let's see how that looks. Get out of the way for right now. Obviously, I'm not going to snug any of these up until I get it together. There you go, that makes sense. And this will go right here. Let me put one of these on. These only have 1 washer. What I try to do with these, this side always goes up, so this is going to be closest to wherever the people would be, and this would be on the bottom. In this case, people being kids. Alright, so that's on there. Again, I'm not going to snug any of these up, so I put that right here, and the other end right there. Hang on. Alright, then I'm going to use this last one here. Well, not last one, but this other, the other smaller lock nut and washer. And again, I'm keeping the spacer on the inside, so except for this castle nut here, I got this one and then the other three tightened down, and then this one here. Those are tightened down pretty good, so that's not really moving. So I'm going to flip it over and we'll work on these sides and get those on right quick. Alright, so it looks like what I'm going to be using on the sides are the longer ones, and that matches the number that I have here. And they're Phillips head or flathead, either one, and then they have a cap nut on the other side. It looks like everything is 10 millimeters, so 10 millimeter and a flathead Phillips, you're good to go. Pretty straightforward. Obviously this goes against, this part here goes against the wagon. Alright, so it's going to be like so. Alright, and then you're going to run these through. Since they have the cap nut is going to go to the outside. Alright, so you have the flat surface going on the inside. Again, anywhere there's kiddos, this end needs to be out away from that. Alright, so I did get it on there the right way. These connectors here do go on the outside. Looks like when he left this outside in the weather, it got a little bit warped on this side. All the others seem to be pretty good, so we'll just get it all snugged up a little bit and see how it does. Maybe it'll come back around. Unit here is a 17 millimeter. This nut. Okay. On this castle nut right here, really the biggest thing is just to make sure you can get your cotter pin in here. You don't want this real tight because you want it to be able to pivot. If it's too tight, it's going to make it hard to pivot. All right. Ideally, that would be turned to the side. And those would be bent out just like so. All right. So far, the only thing I haven't been able to find is the proper nut for this. I think it's a plastic fitting that goes here to keep this from sliding around. But for right now, temporarily, this will work just fine. So we are gonna use it. Honestly, I think that'll work just fine for now. All right, so we are about to get a pretty heavy storm. Before we do, I want to try and get these in. How cool is that? There she is. Just stretch the top over it. Make sure you put your handle, the little Velcro strap for your handle right there. My wife had to show me that. But turned out pretty neat. Isn't that neat? I love it. Not a bad deal for $10. Very cool. Alright guys, well if you like that, go ahead and smash the like button. And yeah, I know it wasn't the most exciting build I've done ever, but it was kind of fun, something different. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming and taking a look at the video. And if you could hit that like button, I sure would appreciate it. But either way, it's all good. Have a great one. Bye.